That's your last one.
It is.
Yeah. You made it.
Count them out. Although I have to leave here a little early to
That's
have
okay.
my MBSA.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. You can dim the lights.
Are you sure? Like it's
Yeah, that should be fine. Because the thing will still be there. I wouldn't go all the way out, but like halfway is fine. Yeah, one or two is fine.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Paulina Chavez. I'm the PR and event planner for Trend. This is the Vice President, Giselle. And then we have our Treasurer, Enrique, and back there we have Rachel, who's our President, and Tori, who's our Secretary. So today we're here with Cal's giving you guys a presentation on how to dress for interviews. We also are adding a little bit of, since we are the fashion club on campus, we are going to add in a little bit of the trendy side for trendy business professional, and as well as trendy business casual for both men and women. So I want to start off by asking you all, so what do you guys do before going to an interview? You know, before planning out everything. Anybody?
You research something.
Exactly. So that's one of the biggest things is doing research on the company. So besides everything, learning about the company and who they are, something that's really important is what type of company they are, so you know how to dress. So you are going to be dressing the same to a Nike interview as you were to a Macy's interview or John Deere or a Ross interview. So another important thing, aside from all the clothing that you're trying to choose, are your accessories. And I don't mean, you know, the watches or your jewelry. I mean, if you take portfolios and where you're going to place your resume. Because it is very important to have something your resume can go into, so you aren't just walking around with a piece of paper where it can get bent or torn or anything like that. So that's something to keep in mind, just to know that to invest into one of those professional portfolios. Making sure it's one of those leather ones, black or brown. I know that they have them at the bookstore, so that's something that you could definitely look into. And aside from that, also looking into the jewelry, your watch is very important. It does show that, you know, you look at the time, you're on time. It's just little things like that that interviewers look at. So first I'm going to start off with women's business professional. So I dressed the part just so you guys could see. So you could either wear a pantsuit or a skirt suit, and the skirt should be over the knee, if anything, right above the knee, but nothing shorter. Also a blazer with a blouse. When you're doing business professional, it's good to have conservative colors, keeping with the gray, the black, navy blue, beige, white, nothing too vibrant so it won't distract the interviewer. Also, minimum makeup. You shouldn't be showing up with a bright red lipstick or a smoky eye or anything like that. Keeping it more natural is the best thing and the best way to go. And also simple jewelry. So you don't want to go with the big statement necklace when you're going business professional to a Macy's interview. You know, they like the more classic look, so you're going to just go with your regular suit, conservative colors, and maybe a watch and some earrings or a small necklace. So I put up here some pictures that give you different options. You're also able to wear a dress and put over a different blazer if you have that. And I also put a picture of the heels that girls should be wearing to interviews, just because they shouldn't be too high. It shouldn't be as if you're going to a party or anything like that. So the maximum that you should have on a heel is 3.5 inches. Nothing above that, because you don't want it to look like you aren't going to an interview. So now for women's business casual, it's pretty much the same thing, but you don't have to wear an entire suit. You can mix and match, just like your pants with a regular blouse, and it doesn't have to be a button down, and it doesn't have to be tucked in either. And this is when you can actually wear ankle pants. So you don't have to go the full length pants, or just an entire suit. So, and also the shoes don't have to be closed toes. It really is important to have closed toe shoes for business professional dress, but for business casual you can have a peep toe shoe. So here are just a few options. You can match a skirt with a little sweater or just a regular dress. You don't have to wear a blazer to cover up, and it is allowed to have how the middle woman is dressed, a sleeveless dress, just as long as it's not spaghetti strap and it still is somehow conservative. You don't want to be showing too much either. And here you can see also with the ankle pant or with a regular pant, you could just wear a regular blouse instead of just a button down. So now I'm going to turn it over to Giselle, and she's going to talk about trendy business professional.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm going to talk to you guys about trendy, business casual, and business professional. So I came up with an acronym for you guys when addressing for a business casual or business professional trendy interview, because I think that it's a time you get to show your individuality and your uniqueness if you're applying for a more creative job. So I came up with the acronym CAP, for all the people writing notes if you want to write it down. That is colors, accessories, and print or pattern. So I think that when you're doing something that's more casual, I think these pictures up here, like if you have a printed pant like the one I'm wearing right here, that's a great option. And then you also can do a nice color. Now I stuck with a statement accessory and a printed pant, but you could also do like in the middle a color that's a statement. And for business casual, you can do the more vibrant colors, so something that stands out, like this pastel pink or something like that. And then also another thing about business casual is that you can do separates. So like Paulina was saying before, you don't have to stick with a pantsuit or a skirt suit. You can do things that don't go together. So you just add a nice blazer or something like that, and that ties the whole entire outfit together. And then for accessories, you can also do more bold accessories. So like in the one where she's wearing a dress, she has a nice belt that's more bold and more of a statement instead of something that's more subdued for a business professional look. Okay. And so for women's trendy business professional, you can stick with the same exact thing, the color, the accessory, and the print. So you can stick on the left, she has a nice printed bag, and also the shoes aren't necessarily appropriate for an interview, but the pantsuit that she is wearing is a more cropped pant, which is great for if you're trying to be trendy. And the pattern of the suit is a different pattern than just a plain black, white, or gray suit. And then here, you can't really tell, but it's a more velvety suit, so that also plays with the texture of the suit if you want to do that for something that's trendy. That's another option. If you keep it with a more neutral color, you can do something that is a different texture or a different pattern. And then in the middle, there's a skirt suit. And the great thing about the middle option is the bag that she's wearing. It's a bigger bag, and while it does stick with a more neutral color, it's a more statement bag, so that's a great option for an accessory with a business professional look. And then here, something that's really trendy now is the nice neckties. Our secretary, Tori, always wears them. She's not wearing it today, but she always rocks those. And that's another option. If you are wearing something that's plain black, you can tie a necktie that adds some color and pop to your business professional look. And then also, there's a separate for the business professional. Just make sure you wear a blazer and the pants are neutral color to make sure you keep that professional look going. Okay, now Enrique is going to talk about men's business professional and business casual.
All right, hello everybody. Which one? Okay, so obviously this is meant for men's professional, but so it's just really simple. It's just a suit, which is a jacket and slacks. It has to be a collared shirt. A lot of people wear t-shirts sometimes with the suit, which looks really bad. It has to be buttoned down, obviously. A tie, dress shoes, socks, and a belt. So obviously the belt and the shoes have to be the same color. A lot of people wear either a black belt with brown shoes or vice versa. So this is like some examples of business professional. Nowadays, there's a new trend with statement socks. I have them on right now. I don't know if you can see them. But, so that's a pretty much acceptable thing nowadays. But as you can see, the suit, the jacket, and the pants had to be the same color. A lot of people, a lot of guys tend to buy suit separates, and you can totally tell they're different color because they're not the entire suit. So it looks really bad, so don't do that. Also, the shirt and the tie have to stand out. So obviously, if you're gonna wear a gray tie with a gray suit, you have to wear a lighter shirt, so white would be acceptable. So they're wearing white for all of these. So in business casual is a little more relaxed, obviously. So you have to wear slacks still. A lot of guys think business casual jeans is acceptable, but that's completely wrong. That's completely casual. That's not even business casual at all. And still a collared shirt, so either a polo like what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing business casual right now. So a polo or a button down. A cardigan, obviously it's hot now, so I'm not wearing that. Dress shoes and socks and a belt. So obviously the belt and the shoes still have to be the same color. So there's a few examples. So here's the polo and the khakis. Obviously the belt and the shoes match. Here's the button down. And here's the sweater. It doesn't really have to be a cardigan. It could be either a v-neck or just a regular sweater. As long as you can tell that you're wearing a collared shirt, that the collar comes out of the sweater. And also, as you can see, not a lot of guys are wearing much accessories, but you just have to keep it simple. Just either wear a watch, or if you're married, just wear your wedding ring. That's pretty much it. Don't make it too flashy, because then you're going to look pretty tacky. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and I'm back again to talk about trendy men's business casual. So the same exact acronym can stick with the men's and the women. The cap, the color, accessory, and the print or pattern. So like we see here, I know we have this, the laser pointer. As you see here, there's a print that's being used, and you still have a neutral colored bottom, but the print is what really adds the trendy aspect to the look. And then over here, you have the turtleneck, which is really trendy for men and women right now. And then the brown jacket, that's a suede material, that's also another thing that you can go with. It's all about changing, you're still keeping with the blazer and the nice tailored pants, but it's about changing the color of the pant, or the pattern that you're wearing. That's what makes it trendy. And then, there we go. Okay, and then also here, it's the same exact thing. You have the pattern tie. So he's still wearing a plain suit, a neutral color. I think it's actually green, but it's all the same color, but the tie is what stands out and makes it trendy. And then over here, you have still the nice tailored pants that hit the perfect length, and the belt is matching the pants. But it's the blue tie and the blue shirt that makes it trendy and that makes you stand out. So for both men and women, as long as you stick with the changing of the color, the accessory, or the pattern, that's what will make it trendy. And you also want to stick to maybe one or two of those things. You don't want to have all three of them. So for a woman, for example, you don't want to have a green colored shirt with a huge necklace that's pink, and then let's say like these pants. Like you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you stick with two things. So like I said before, I have the pattern pant and the statement necklace, they all kind of go with the same color hue. So make sure you do want to still be professional when you're giving interviews, so make sure you stay within the same color palette and just look presentable.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Rachel, and I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about the grooming perspective of interviewing. So we make a note here to think about how you're presenting yourself beyond what you're wearing. A lot of employers do notice the little things, like how you smell, what your nails look like, things like that. So we make a note that your hair should be clean and brushed. So if your hair's up, it should be slicked back. If it's down, it should be out of your face, out of your eyes, to make sure that the recruiter can see your body language and see you look into your eyes and things like that. Your nails should be trimmed and not a bold color. So if you do decide to paint your nails before your interview, make sure it's a subtle color. Long acrylic nails are probably not the most ideal way to go when interviewing. Just remember that when you're shaking hands with recruiters, that's the first thing they see. If it's a bright color, they're going to be turned off by that. And then finally, don't forget to put on deodorant and don't overdo it with perfume. So, like I said before, if you walk into a room and the employer can just overwhelmingly smell your perfume, it's probably not a good thing, and they do take note of that when considering you for jobs. So.
Okay, and then the final thing that we want to talk about is that confidence is so important in an interview. You can be wearing anything, but if you go into that interview with confidence and showing that you know what you're talking about, have researched the company, and you show that you are really passionate about what you're doing, the recruiter or the interviewer is going to know that. So you want to make sure that the clothing that you wear to an interview in your interaction with the prospective employer helps boost your confidence. So you want to make sure you're comfortable in what you're wearing and that you're not going in something that you maybe bought yesterday, you never worn it before, and you feel uncomfortable in it. Or you're wearing sky-high heels and you can't walk in. That's really important. You have to know yourself and what you can wear, and therefore when you go into the interview, you're confident in that. And then you also, like I said, shouldn't wear anything that doesn't fit or that you will be adjusting a lot. So let's say you're wearing a huge necklace that you don't usually wear and you're always fiddling with it, or your pants don't fit correctly, anything like that for both men and women. You want to make sure you're fully comfortable, because once you're comfortable, you're confident, and that will speak volumes to the recruiter. And that's it for us. Questions? Okay, so we want to open up to questions from you guys, from men, women, anyone. We'd love to answer any question you have about interviewing or attire, anything like that.
And we also just want you to take a look. We all kind of dressed the part. I did the business professional. Tori did the trendy business professional. Giselle did the trendy business casual. And Rika did the business casual. And Rachel did come to show what you shouldn't be wearing in an interview.
Shorts, dress.
You know the length, you know how we talk about trendy business casual, this wouldn't be considered, I mean it's trendy, but it's not business trendy because of the length, and you shouldn't really be wearing boots or be showing so much of your shoulders, or your chest, yeah. So if anybody has any questions, we're going to open it up to you guys now.
Okay, so you mentioned that like how to dress kind of like for business casual and like fancy, but like what about something for Nike? You said it's something different. So like is that like sweats almost? Is this the brand logo or?
Yeah.
Well, Rachel
I'll
has
talk about
an
that
internship.
actually. Yeah, so I'm interning with Nike this summer, and I went through the whole long process of interning interviewing with them. And basically, you really have to cater yourself to a specific company. Nike was very casual, so for me, I showed up to my interview in jean shorts and a Nike like pullover and Nike tennis shoes. And obviously, it was fine. Definitely, though, when I interviewed with Macy's, I was in business casual. But you really have to look into the company, like we said, do your research. Make sure that you're aware of what they require of you, because you don't want to, be inappropriate at all. So, does that answer your question?
Yes.
So you said that Rachel was wearing what not to wear, but what about her hairstyle? Because it's out of her face, but it's still half up, half down. Is that like bad for business?
That's okay to do.
No,
Even
yeah,
without Paulina's hair.
it's still okay, just as long as it's properly groomed. If you just woke up and just did a half up, half down hairdo, that isn't going to work, just as long as it looks appropriate. I mean, you can have your hair down, up, however, just as long as it looks groomed. And for men, I know that it wasn't mentioned, but, facial hair, just making sure you look clean, trimming it and doing whatever you do to it, just as long as it doesn't look also like you just woke up.
Facial hair too.
Any other questions?
What's your opinion on black nail color for women? Like what I have on right now.
I have one too.
I would say that for a business professional environment, I don't think that it's appropriate just because you shouldn't have such a bold color, and although it does stay on the conservative color of clothing, it isn't really appropriate for nails. More appropriate colors are, more of the nude tones or the light pinks, and around those areas.
Also, on on the nail topic also, just a story. I was talking to one of my mom's colleagues, and she went into an interview with someone, and the person she was interviewing had chipped nails, just like slightly chipped, but the recruiter, or the person that she was interviewing with, noticed that, and immediately did not get the job because of that, because they felt like they weren't groomed enough, they felt like they didn't care enough to at least do their nails for something as small as something as small as that for an interview. So as much as you think that maybe it doesn't matter, you need to care about the small things, because those are the things that recruiters really look at. Because yes, you can look great, but it's the small things that you have to take extra time to think about that people will care about and really notice you for.
And I'll make a quick little note about that as well. If you don't have time to paint your nails and your nails are chipped or whatever, just take it all off and just have plain nails, because that's a lot more professional looking than having nails that aren't painted.
Great, and like for each thing you said, like each place you intern with, make sure you research to see where you're going to. Like some were more creative, like let's say you were interviewing for like, we had a person intern that was with like Betsy Johnson. So for that, like if you know who Betsy Johnson is, she's eccentric, she's crazy, obviously you wear something that's very eccentric, or you could have painted nails or something like that. But for Macy's, who's also more of the fashion industry, but they care about you being more conservative and neutral. So you just have to make sure you do research and you know the industry that you're about to go into. Any questions?
So with the career fair next week, what would you say people should wear to an event like the career fair, where they're going to interview, or not interview, but meet with companies that are all along the gamut of what they might be interested in seeing?
I think that for a career fair type environment, you should definitely maybe stray away from the more trendier things and stick towards a very usual business casual look, because you don't know which places you're going to be interviewing for, and the people that are very trendy will still appreciate you for wearing the non-trendy items, but you want to make sure that you will be acceptable for every place that you interview for. So definitely stick with the like more conservative business casual.
And then also if you're trying to decide if to go business casual or business professional, you know, my motto is really, it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. So if you're really not sure, go with the business professional look. There's people that go in a full-on suit, and there's other people that go in business casual. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much.